Hello everybody and welcome to High Plane Games. Oh, hang on. There we go, now try. Now try the chat room. Will it work now? No, it won't. Of course it won't. That was a bit too ambitious for its own good. Cannot load. Refresh, refresh. Oh well, nothing will work today. This is Simon here on High Plane Games. Hope you're all having a great day. Basically, we're going to do the Singapore Grand Prix. But as anyone that plays with a controller will know, the Singapore Grand Prix, just like the Monaco one, because it's a street circuit, has the tyre wear bug. Whereas with other tracks you can kind of drive slowly and get there eventually. You can't do that with Monaco particularly, and I can't do it in Singapore whatsoever. So this is going to be an absolutely horrific Grand Prix. I've taken grid penalty galore, because it just seemed right to just dive in and do a gearbox change and an everything else change. Apologies, I'm just trying to get my PlayStation 4 app to work so that I can actually see what's going on in the chat room. Whilst I'm trying to sort that out, because reasons, why won't it work? What a load of... does frustrate me when things like this don't work properly. Let me dive into the actual YouTube app, that might work. I was having problems with live streams elsewhere as well, which was driving me up the wall. My channel. Does it show that I've got a live stream? Yes it does. Hurrah. Sorry about this everyone. Bad race, says NC Gamer Boy. It will be! Oh, it will be. Yeah, so if you play with a controller, essentially, this race and the Monaco race are pointless. France is a real trek. What else is awful? Spain is quite awful as well. But on the upside, we've had some upgrades to our car, which now make us the fourth best team. One of those failed, so I've had to put in a bit of a help it out. Which will come out. What was one that failed? It was this one, the rear floor. So I've put a little bit of an upgrade on that one. So it does make us now the fourth best car, although I will be last all the way throughout this race. Everything else kind of stayed the same. Ferrari have moved slightly ahead of Mercedes, which is interesting, I guess. And just looking at the championship, you can see Vettel well clear of Raikkonen and Bottas, then Hamilton, Ricciardo. Ourselves are ahead of Verstappen, but that gap will close unless Verstappen retires. Interestingly, Verstappen got his Q1 times disallowed, but sneaked through right in the dying seconds. Q1 was full wets, and I got knocked out because there was no point in me continuing, and I was slow anyway. Because the tyres on wets were burning up and were skidding off before the end of the first lap was over. So yes, frustration. So this is just going to be me cruising around at the back, but I think it will be an interesting game or race to watch, because there's going to be changeable weather and I don't want to give up. So I will drag my shitty car with its awful tyres kicking and screaming to the end by hook or by crook. So what's in the chat? Hey Smithy, you know that the Dakar Rally starts tomorrow. No, I didn't, actually. Cool. I'll have to see if I can check some of that out. Also, I picked up the Dakar 18 video game. Oh, do pop in the chat what that's like, because it's starting to get down to a price point where I'm interested now too. However, I'll be grabbing V Rally 4 from the PlayStation 4 store because it's $14.99. So I'll be going for that. Let's have a look at the grid. Ooh, Danny Rick.
And Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Raikkonen, Grosjean, Sebastian Vettel. They've taken
kind of grid is this?
And Hulkenberg, Bottas,
Ericsson,
Verstappen, and Sergei Sirot. Stroll, Perez, Esteban Ocon, and Sainz, Van Dorn, Gasly, Brendan Hartley, and Smith, Magnussen. And Charles Leclerc.
Wow. People took more grid penalties than I did.
Out, so let's go down to the track.
What a fucked up grid. Go on, Sirotkin. Time to score, boy.
We're not where we expected. Aim to improve our position with a strong start.
Try my best. So, you're under fueling by how much? are you doing to me, people? Something's gone horribly wrong. Right, the only tyre that works for me, or that would actually keep going, was the soft. So it's slower, but I don't care. At least it... Oh, maybe... You could try the ultra soft, I guess, but it will be dead in about 10 laps. That's the problem. Oh, what was the original? What? No. I'd much rather do that, to be honest. And try and just push it out as long as it can go. Then we'll have that for as long as it is. We'll remove that. Christ. That won't last nearly as long. Oh, it'll be wet by that point anyway. There we go. That can't be too bothered. Also got NASCAR Heat Revolution 3. Ah! So all I've read is exactly the same as the second one, but with some dirt stuff in. And I've struggled a bit with the second NASCAR Heat game. So I detested the first one. The second one feels better. But to me, the Eurotechnics PS3 NASCAR games still feel better than the PS4 ones. And nothing still beats NASCAR from... like NASCAR 2001 from the people that have now gone on to do iRacing. That is still my favourite NASCAR game. I'm glad that you've enjoyed Dakar 18 though. I'm going to wait for a continued price drop on Dakar because I've got some friends that have really, really not enjoyed the game. Did that actually, I was going to say, did that pick out my strategy? Yes, it did. Okay. We will start. This is going to be absolutely horrible, and I'm so sorry now for how terrible this race is going to be. Because I'm going to be slow, and I'm on the slowest tyre.
Okay, our system checks are good. We need to stay in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please. Get some load into the tyres and work the brakes. We want them nice and warm by the end of the lap.
But hopefully there'll be enough safety car and drama than watching me just cry for 2 hours saying how terrible the game is. And how I've got to save 10 laps of fuel. I'm not quite sure how I've worked that one out. Must be a bug, it will sort itself out later.
Conditions look stable at the moment. No rain currently expected.
You say that, but it's supposed to rain at the end of this race. So yeah, I'm going to get V-Rally 4. I'm so on the fence about getting Super Street. It looks really bad, but it's also $14.99 as well. But I think it will be one of those games that will drop in price physically, probably more than it will digitally. Whereas all of V-Rally copies that I've seen, the lowest I've seen it is £23 or £24, which is why I'm like, yeah, I'll buy that for 15. Plus V-Rally 2 and 3 were amazing. In my opinion, I really like NASCAR 3. It's such a fun game. The career mode depth is really good. I saw that they've got some kind of like run your own team section in it, which did look quite cool. And of course, yeah, we've got Dirt Rally 2 coming out. Is that February or March? So it's a good time to be a racing gamer at the moment. I tell you what, I did get into over Christmas and New Year. My sim racing roots on PC, because I was a big R Factor 1 man, not an R Factor 2 man, because I'm a controller driver. I know, boo boo hiss hiss. But I've been playing a little bit of Race Room to get back into Race 07 and stuff like that, and I've been thoroughly enjoying myself, actually. I'm terrible, but in public lobbies you can be terrible and still come in the top like 5 or 6 because everyone's busy crashing into each other. Oh, that was terrible, but probably for the best. Let's just coast it in behind. We know what state this race is going to be. Dirt Rally 2, why did I not know about this? Yeah, Dirt Rally 2. How have they underfueled me by 14 laps? How can that even be a thing?
The team wanted to shift up through the gears earlier. They think it'll save fuel.
Yeah, they've got some good stuff on the Codemasters YouTube channel for Dirt Rally 2, so check it out. Christ, Simon. I can't be having tyre temperature problems already. I appreciate that they're on a tyre that is a couple of seconds faster than me, though. And I'm having to drive gingerly to keep a tyre within a tyre temperature window. That won't work after 6 laps anyway. So that's why I was like, this whole Grand Prix is utterly pointless. I did kind of consider whether or not I should just try and do a simulation of a race, because I'd like to see, but I didn't want it to void any like weird trophies or something like that as I play through this career mode. Ideally love Codemasters to return to making some kind of BTCC game. Please! Especially now BTCC is back on the rise again after having a few like really decent years with good TV exposure. Now feels like a really good time to do it. Plus, I just want to see 30 car grids. Go on, Danny Rick. I haven't had a Red Bull win this year in my season, so this looks like it could be the one. Especially with such a fucked up grid.
Race officials have enabled DRS. DRS is now available.
Get in line. Sorry, I'm trying to glance down. It's very difficult to read all of any messages coming through whilst driving on this game in this track. when the stupid app that has the talky-talk lady doesn't want to play. Ah, so everyone's stuck behind Sorokin. Okay. And Stroll, by the looks of it. Stroll looks like he's doing well. Christ. Turns out they're bringing grid auto support to the Switch. Yeah, that seems like such a weird one to go for. I mean, yay. And I don't have a Switch, so it doesn't really bother me either way. But they've not long just brought that also out on mobile, which I guess shows just how quickly mobile gaming is now getting like such good power behind it. That it can run PS3 styled consoles. Which is amazing, and I'm delighted for the world, but no shit, Jeff. I've never seen a game that's... I've never had this game to say that, like, oh, you've got to find 15 laps of fuel. Fuck off. As if the rest of the problems with this track was not already going to ruin it for me. More and more people are getting past the Williams duo. Must be the Durs. I think in this mobile version's going to be better than the Switch. Yeah. I just don't like playing games on my mobile. For me, gaming is an event. Mind you, there was some news that came out that was saying that 80% of the sales for like console games apparently this year have been digital, sorry. So clearly, like, those kind of stores have kind of kicked on. But for me, I like to sit down and game and have it as an event.
We're trailing our teammate by 7.6 seconds.
I don't ever plan to... Oh, Christ. Stay on track, Smith. I don't want to game on the go. In the same way that I don't want to stream music or films. And I detest that having to go into digital channels to buy my games, because it's generally these types of games that I can buy physically now are the minority, because I like my indies more than anything else. I feel like I'm forced now into this model where the service will be taken away from me and therefore my products that I paid. Whereas with music and film, I can still purchase those and at least own them. Feel like everyone gets proper payment and due. And move on with my life. And I suppose being a creator of content and creator in terms of creativity projects as well, because I do like music and other bits on the side. I'm all about trying to get people that are artists and creators and creatives.
Caution.
Ah, yes.
The virtual safety car is out. Reduce speed.
Who's in
maintain
trouble? Oh, Vettel's out. Our championship leader is out of the race.
Drop your speed. Our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
Anyone pit? No. There we go, first drama of the weekend.
VSC ending, we're going green. Maintain positive until the green flags.
Sorry, I couldn't quite work out what... I couldn't read the comments there. I might have to kind of cast my beady eye. I was expecting the ad rant from last year. Yes.
Battery charge is high. Let's increase ERS deployment to up the pace.
There's a few things that annoy me around monetization and ads and stuff. So I run a Patreon campaign. It's I in general I quite like how they deal with their business model and how you're kind of not really tied into having to support a creator. So you can kind of flick on and off, because the people that I support on there, like, I'll do it for a certain period of time and then I'll kind of switch around which creators I want to deal with.
Our gap to the car in front is 6.2 seconds.
But I appreciate that kind of thing isn't for everyone. There's
We're very low on fuel. Try to shift up through the gears.
Alright, Jeff.
Save on fuel.
I think for me it's because media is everywhere. It's almost like everything. When you get a saturated market, the price of creating drops out of it. But then the people who try to sustain their life as a creator, and I'm not talking like, oh, I play games on my channel. I'm talking about like actually running and doing a proper media channel and outlet. The whole market just falls through, and then you'll be like, well, all the entertainment now is cheap, and you're thinking, well, that's because no one's wanting to pay for any of it. Hence reality TV, because there is nothing cheaper than just watching others live out their life. And daily vloggers are an extension of that, in my humble opinion. I was going to say, if we caught back up again with Van Dorn, is he in trouble or something? Yeah, he is his last. What's happened there, Stoffel? We've got the fourth best car and we're the last two running. What the fuck? My waffle.
Expect to see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now.
This does make me worry. The game doesn't really like Stoffel Van Dorn very much. So if I'm going to try and get some kind of championship with McLaren as a constructor, I think I might have to ditch the bitch and try another team. after so. This is going a bit... So is Dirt Rally 2 a complete new game? Yes, it is. Oh, Christ. Don't do that anymore, Smith. Yep. Completely brand new. Hopefully much closer to Dirt Rally 1.0 than Dirt itself 4. I was massively underwhelmed with Dirt 4, it must be said.
The gap to the car ahead is 3.6 seconds.
I know, what's going on with the WOF? I wonder if he's damaged his wing. Oh, the clerk's in. And Perez. So you've pitted, come back out again on Ultra Softs. That kind of makes me think that actually I could end up with quite a few people stuck behind me.
The team wanted to shift up through the gears earlier. They think it'll save fuel.
Actually, this might not be nearly as terrible as I thought it was going to be. Particularly if we're going to have some Raineroo. I do also feel like I've forgotten how to drive this game because I've been spending so much on Race Room. Who's that in? That's Hartley. That's another one done.
Front is 3.2 seconds.
Who else is that? That's Grosjean. Behind Perez and Van Dorn.
To the car behind is 13.3 seconds.
Christ! Wait, Grosjean's done Verstappen. Van Dorn already? I think that's us hitting our tyre cliff. Yeah, that 109. We have another virtual safety car, please. Or a safety car itself would be wonderful. skidding properly now. Gasly and Magnussen in. Nice. I'm glad we're on lap 12. We aren't even
We're
last.
expecting rain in around 10 to 15 minutes.
You said that earlier, mate. To be fair, I'm glad because I can see myself shredding all of the rain tyres. I certainly did in practice. Quali as well, actually. Was where I done the wet side. That was going to be me saying bye-bye then. Standard mixed 2 going. Tell you what, there's genuine prospects of a Williams point here. Depending on how ridiculous I can be holding back Leclerc and the Toro Rossos. And the Haas's actually are both behind me as well.
Okay,
But I know
gap
Magnussen
ahead
is.
5.9 seconds.
Grosjean is not. Whoa. Right. Who's your favourite NASCAR driver? Ooh. I don't know if I have one actually. I became a fan of Truex. Because he just seemed like a nice person, but I have to say, all of my NASCAR-ness is really from afar. I have no knowledge of like real too much of the drivers and so on, and I think that's also because where that's the next one. Where I find every time I look at a NASCAR
Okay, we're low on fuel. Try shifting up the gears a little sooner. This should help us save some fuel.
video, everyone just seems to be like just having a brain fart in the comments and just being as redneck as possible, which I think is a bit of a shame and not really helping its fan base. And that including, I still don't like stage racing. Just have a race. And NASCAR's really fallen down my priority list as well. Ooh, I thought it was going to barrier it then. Oh, Charles. Oh, wow, around the outside. Oh, shit!
Okay, box, box, box. We're adjusting the strategy.
Sorry, Charles.
We're seeing major wing damage. Box, box, box.
No, we are. How's that not a safety car?
Some information on Leclerc. It looks like the problem is terminal. They're retiring the car.
Softs.
We don't have the data for that, I'm afraid.
This is when you use flashback. I think it's a bit pointless for this race. Oh no, they're going to put on everything.
Go, go, go.
Right, so Ultras will burn up in about
Up
3
to
or 4
speed now.
laps.
Let's get some
Great.
heat into those tyres.
I knew this race was going to be a fucking shit show. Oh, I should have used that time to look for comments. Smithy, have you used your Mysterious Science Theatre F1? Yes, I have. I quite like what they do. I don't actually think that they are always right, though. Oh, and I'll let you into a Wii exclusive for having sat out this long. If you know of the YouTube channel Circuits of the Past, I will be a voice on there on the future. So the gentleman that runs it, Herman, lovely guy, very thick German accent, very difficult for people to say that they've been able to understand him.
Far away from some rain.
So
I'll keep you updated as the conditions change.
yes, I will be voicing over some of his stuff. Since I do voiceover work as part of my day job. And that'll help me get back in for my eye back in again for a bit of sim racing commentary that I'll be doing in 2019 again.
Increase ERS deployment. It's time to use some of this charge.
And I may even try my hand at some actual local circuit commentary, because so many of my sim racing peers have now done it and then have gone on to do some really, really great stuff, and are now commentators as their day jobs. I'm like, oh, I should have pursued it properly instead of just thinking, oh, this is a wonderful little hobby. Shilly Schmiffy. Thank you for subbing. You are very kind. So yeah, I think the guy Herman has got a few different videos already lined up, but yeah, so I will be the voiceover for that channel in the future. It's just working out the logistics of it, because he puts together his scripts kind of not on the fly, but you know what you're saying when you look at a script. But if you're going to write a script for someone else to then actually properly voice over, then you have to do it properly. So yeah, it should be good fun. And then I should be back for racedepartment.com doing some sim racing commentary there, I imagine. I normally pop up there once a year or so. I won't be doing GPVWC this year. But later on in the year I may look at doing like a funsy charity race type thing and get that all broadcasted out, and I'll commentate on that. Make a bit of a spectacle of it. That is so blatantly cutting. Get lapped. I can feel the tyres are starting to skid. It's so annoying. I should have, in hindsight, maybe turned off the tyre wear stuff for the tyre temperature stuff on this track along with Monaco, because I use a controller, because it's just impossible to drive. Extremely interested in abandoned circuits. Well, that's a great channel to look at then, circuits of the past. Oh, someone's going slow.
Blue flag.
Blue flags, blue flags. Oh, it is Danny Rick though. If that person going slow is not going to... No, we'll do it after this. Oh, it's... Oh, for fuck's... Oh, something's gone horribly wrong.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
So Grosjean and... Right, I feel like we need to see that. Are they still in? Are they in the race? Out the race? I wonder if we can find it anywhere. No. Oh well, wherever that's gone wrong, it's gone wrong. And I don't mind too much having yet another wing problem. Bear with me. James Angle. Hi, James! Happy New Year, mate. Hope you're well. How about F1 livery history is? Does exactly what it says on the tin. That'd be lovely. I'd enjoy that. Okay, so they crashed out there.
Take it easy on the car. We can't sustain this level of damage.
Daniel Ricciardo is absolutely killing it around the circuit. Ah shit, there's the rain. I think you skipped it twice. Oh, okay. I didn't spot it. Oh no, not hypers! Don't put hypers on, they last about 2 seconds with me. Fuck's sake. This game is out to hate me today. I'm so glad that this is just a complete shit show for anyone on a controller.
Okay, 2 stops left now. 2 stops.
Right, hopefully it'll rain enough so that I'll end up having to... Is that Ericsson? Next. Oh, he started high up the grid, didn't he? Because of all the grid penalties. Oh no, I think that's Ericsson in now. Back there. This is going to be a really confused result. I think we might get Williams in the points at last.
Out of the race.
I know Stoffel's out. That is Ericsson. Nice. As we drive through the remains of Leclerc's car. Sorry, Charles. Oh yeah, you can see all the carnage there from the Van Dorn Grosjean incident. Lol. Oh, this is okay. This is going to go to Inters before I ruin these tyres, I think, completely.
The team wanted to shift up through the gears earlier. They think it'll save fuel.
I just want to see if we can get one vaguely quick lap in, because this will help us with our team battle with Van Dorn there, especially if it's going to rain all the way towards the end of the race. If it's going to... No, it feels too skiddy already. It's too greasy. If you could revive any track not in your country... Oh, I'm trying to briefly look down in between straights. What track would it be? Turkey, Istanbul. I really liked that circuit, and I could drive it really well in R Vector. That was a scene of one of my most competitive open-wheeled races. I only got lapped once, which is a miracle for me when you look at my sim racing history in actual leagues. There's a commentary montage from old simrace.tv. One of the times where I'm actually driving, not actually racing. And it's the Formula Sim Racing Winter Series 2008. And I've captured all of the footage of me in the race itself that was broadcast. And they are actually just laughing at me because I'm driving with a keyboard. Alongside the late great Sean Edwards of real life sports car fame before he lost his life. Good times. This was interesting to keep an eye on the Sean Edwards Foundation. Oh, I tell you, talking, it just popped into my head because it made me think suddenly of Dan Weldon. I watched the Born Racer documentary during the week, the one of Scott Dixon. And I found it to be really boring.
The tyre situation is an interesting one.
And that really surprised me.
To stick with what we've got right now.
I didn't think it told a good story of the 2017 season, nor of Scott Dixon's actual career, nor of why IndyCar is great again. It seemed really muddled and really slow-paced. And more interested in his wife wondering if she was going to be the next widow or not. So yeah, it just felt really disjointed, slow, and no one really had anything to say. Oh shit, my tyres have gone. Yeah, we've lost this.
Blue flag, blue flag.
I will do in a minute Verstappen, but I really need to get around this corner. Oh yeah, look, 110. That would be why.
Okay, we're low on fuel. Try shifting up the gears a little sooner. This should help us save some fuel.
This feels like Monaco all over again. Ah, oh, Mr. Ericsson, baby.
Blue flag.
Or not. Oh, Christ. Let's watch Sunderland till I die. Okay. You do that, good sir.
We're no longer sure that these tyres are the right ones. It might be time to come in and change.
I was kind of hoping that that would
Let's turn up the ERS deployment and burn some of this energy.
burn, baby, burn.
A new strategy is available on the
shit.
MFD.
Confirm. Confirm.
Got that confirmed?
No! Box a slap.
Confirmed. We'll receive you at the end of this lap.
Intermediates.
Okay, we'll fit inters on your next stop. Blue flag, blue flag.
Christ all fucking mighty. I actually quite enjoyed it. shots for nose cones.
Exit now.
Okay. Oh, this is going to be horrible because I couldn't deal with this earlier. And why has this now gone
Okay, stay
to
clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for
plus
dangerous driving
2?
if you cross over into the track.
I knew it was wrong. I didn't think it was that wrong. Ah, damn it, Stroll's 15th. Come on, Stroll. This doesn't feel like it's Inter's. Well, it feels like it in terms of... Oh, I don't know. We're going to have to proper cruise this round, you know.
Okay, the stewards have now disabled DRS. DRS is now disabled.
Weather report. Jeff?
We're not certain which is the best tyre right now, dries or Inters.
Inters feel better, but that could have just been down to my horrifically hot tyres. Weather report.
Not sure whether dries or Inters are faster. We're right on the crossover.
I'm enjoying being on the crossover. This will make for fun. Ooh! I was going to say, is everyone pitted?
DRS to overtake. At 3 laps over target on fuel. Let's start burning it off, please.
I feel like I've got pace when it doesn't matter around tyres and tyre temperatures. Then as the tyre temperatures go up, I don't have the pace at all. So it's this bizarre, like, coasting and management. Carlos Sainz has had more retirements this season in my game than any other AI driver, but Hamilton may give him a run for his money, I'm not sure. Nice to see him in the points. And let you through. Here, go through Carlos.
The radar's showing a clear patch on its way. There's about 10 more minutes of this rain.
Oh, okay. Good to know. I might go back onto the soft tyres then. Gee, I wonder how many of those are engine related. Very true. Sainz is going to be a very interesting one to watch next year, I think. In that McLaren. I don't think Lando Norris is going to be quite the hot shot people think he will be out of the bat. I think he's been royally shown up by George Russell in GP2. And he coasted through on early form before he started making mistakes everywhere. I think he's got the potential to be a very, very good driver. I think he'll struggle in that McLaren body because that whole McLaren ethos just feels like poison. And I don't think Lando has the wherewithal to survive that and make that his team at such a young age. So for me, that whole McLaren operation depends, outwardly at least, on Carlos Sainz bearing the brunt of that and being a true team leader outside of a Red Bull environment for the first time. And I'd be very interested to see how he takes that on board. It will be a shocking year, I think, for the team itself. I've got more hope of Williams doing better. Or at least having a step forward. Ooh!
Okay, box.
That was bizarre. Sorry, I'm going to flash back. That was like I had a puncture. Because it just, like, seized. That was really weird. Still kind of done.
Flag.
What's Kimi doing in 10th? Oh, these tyres. It's like when I brake, the whole thing squiggles and like wants to veer off to the side. Really weird. Oh, that's annoying. Raikkonen's now in 10th, which means Sirotkin's now out of the points. Damn it, we should have caused drama for someone. Oh, miss. I'm going to miss Sergey next year. And if I've now got no Markelov in GP2, I'm not a big fan of Nikita Mazepin, so I'm a bit like, where's my crazy Russians? Nikita Mazepin needs to show me that he's not a damn Tickton, just because he went and smacked someone last season, the season before last, and got himself banned for a race, I think it was, or thrown out for the rest of that race weekend. He punched another driver. Idiot. Anyway. Keep your aggression on the track, gang. God, it's so slippery. I'm having to really not drive at all to keep these tyres at these temperatures. I feel so slow. And literally everyone from 11th to 15th is now in my rear view mirror about to blue flag me like a bitch. My phone's switched off, so I won't be able to see your chat until the next pit or safety car.
Okay, looks like some of those puddles are clearing. We're still on the right tyre for the time being, but we're not a million miles away from slick conditions.
Nice. No, I can't. That didn't work at all. Oh, I should have worn my Minardi jumper that I got last month. This is very Giovanni Lavaggi. Johnny Car Wash.
Looks like we'll be running on a dry track soon. Back to dry shortly. We're running an excess on fuel. Mix 3 is there if you need it. Mix 3.
Four again. Strange it's not blue flagging them.
It should be a few laps at least before you start feeling too many tyre issues. They seem it.
Yay, lapped by everyone. No, has Hamilton taken the lead from Ricciardo? What is this horrific madness? Okay, I'm partway through unlocking my phone on the straight. And I'll be able to see if there's any new chat that has come through. It keeps... Do you know what? Just pause it. It's not as if we are even vaguely battling anywhere. Oh, there's no new chat anyway. That's good. I kind of feel like we should be going on to dries very, very, very shortly. Ah! Softs.
Roger that. Soft tyres at the next pit stop. Flag, blue flag.
No! Sorry. Or you could not go through, that's fine as well. There we go. Christ. Nope. Nope, nope, nope.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Oh, and then that puts us back up. Right.
Confirmed.
Oh, I didn't want that. I didn't want that. Softs.
Roger that. Soft tyres at the next pit stop. Blue flag.
There's going to be double stacking Williamses, aren't there?
DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled.
Which I put on the old ones.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
But I'd rather put them on and then have the ability to have a certain amount of time playing. Oh my god.
The team want you to shift up through the gears earlier. They think it'll save fuel.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd rather have a long time with these warmer tyres that keep the temperatures lower. In my head that makes sense. Right, what we got? Christ. How Gutierrez of you. Wait, does that mean Hulkenberg's on the podium? I think that does, you know. Can't quite work out where Bottas is in this race.
We're the last of the running cars. Stroll ahead. They're on fresh hypersofts. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. 26 laps to go.
Yeah, he is. He's third. Verstappen is closing him down, though.
Okay, we're low on fuel. Try shifting up the gears a little sooner. This should help us save some fuel. Blue flag, blue flag.
I know Renault are our rivals, but I'm really impressed that they're in third. Let's see if he can keep it. I think that'll be the first person on the podium that is not a top 3 team or me.
A new strategy is available on the MFT.
No.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Oh, you're going to do that anyway. Keep current.
Copy.
I can actually keep these tyres in a temperature. The other tyre compounds are utterly pointless for me, even if they are momentarily faster. Staying out on these for longer is better. Ooh. Well, that's a signal from Verstappen. He wants that third. Off of Le Hook. Oh, Bottas fastest lap as well. I'd forgotten he was still in the race. Ooh, crumbs. Let's not do that. There we go. I appreciate after all of the other mistakes that feels a bit pointless, but let's have some dignity. So I do worry for Hulkenberg's podium now. Don't Rick. You go after Spamilton.
to shift up through the gears earlier, it may help save more fuel.
Stop doing that! So I'm trying to be genteel with the steering, but I'm not actually pushing it all the way. Simon. Nearly there. 2/3 done. Nearly. So I thought the I feel warm. I'm still in the points. Good-o, good-o. Oh, a bit overshooty. A lack of quiet. Oh, everyone in. That's Sorokin pitting going on to Ultras, okay. So that's him being the first of that gang of the 11th or so, trying to pit and make it to the end. Hulk pits for his last stop, comes out in 4th, so we'll have to get out of the way for him quite quickly, methinks. Let's be kind. I'd quite like to see him on the podium. If he can do it. Christ.
Blue flag, blue flag.
Oh, piss off, road is away. Nothing wrong.
Right,
Oh.
the car ahead has come in to put on the...
Bollocks. I'm not having a puncture. I've ridden over that so many times.
We're not racing the car behind. Let them past when you can.
It. There we go. Strolls out, is moving over and he's moved out or come out behind Hulkenberg, so Sorokin's going to run into trouble now, having to let him through. I think Hulkenberg may well have made that Williams undercut go horribly wrong. I'm just going to do a lap or so of cooling down of tyre temperature, if you don't mind me. I don't have another set of softs to move to. Christ.
Let's use some of this energy. Increase the ERS deployment.
Will do.
Blue flag.
That's annoying. Stroll's got around Sorokin, so that has kind of ruined the whole Williams going for points, I think, now.
Fuel target is +1. Faster engine modes are available. Okay, this is Jet.
Oh, I can't. Out of conscience, I can't do it. There we go. Coast round the corner like a dweeb. There's my penance for the flashback of joy. Ah, crap, Bottas has got past Ocon and Ericsson. Fastest lap, Nico Hulkenberg. You what, mate? Ericsson very shortly as well. Where is Kimi? Oh, he's well off. He's got past Carlos Sainz by the looks of it. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Damage to your wing.
Let it be over! Maybe Ocon can't get past Ericsson. Is that Daniel Ricciardo coming round in the lead to lap us for a third time or not? Is that actually maybe Gasly? out in front, Ericsson or Ocon. I think it's going to be Ocon. It is. Made that a bit close. Do you know what? Ultra softs.
Didn't catch that. Say again.
Ultra softs.
Copy. Ultra softs for the next stop.
Box this lap.
Understood. Stopping this lap.
Let's try and do a bit of a Longelina with a couple of fast sectors or something to try and salvage some respect at the end of this race. Because this has been fucking awful. And I knew it would be. I'm glad we've made it to pretty much the end.
Battery charge is high. Let's increase ERS deployment to up the pace. Go now.
That's Hamilton through. Oh, is that a yellow flag going on? I think it might have been there. If it was, it's not there now. Maybe it was just it was all falling out. Right, so the plan here . couple of laps in that are actually fast. If I can. Oh, is that someone in oh, it is. It's Verstappen pitting right at the end. That will give Hulkenberg the place. For third on the podium. Or Bottas, whichever one's going to get it. Christ. Oh, finally pace. Yes! And there we are. We're already in the yellow. So that's how shit it is. One lap of really juicy good pace, and then it's ruined. Christ. Oh, someone's off. Oh, it's a red car. Oh, please don't let that be Ericsson. No, it's not. I think that was Kimi, you know. Now, whether or not he is just limping around back home or not, I don't know. That could give, I think that's Grosjean in 11th, cause for excitement. see my tyres have now started to boil because I now can't catch Sainz, and Sainz is pulling away. I don't know who that is. Oh, it was Ericsson. Shit. Back out in 10th though, just ahead of Grosjean. And they've got a Hulkenberg trying to lap them in the battle for the final point in the podium, so it is all go.
Blue flag, blue flag.
Oh, it's Magnussen, not Grosjean, sorry. Oh, Christ. Don't do that, Simon. Oh, sorry, K-Mag. Whilst I am an Ericsson favoritista, I wouldn't go out of my way to block you. Okay, last lap to go. Oh, Ericsson's all over the back of Sainz. You might get 9th back, you know.
Excess of fuel. We can turn up the engine to mix both.
He has. He's got past it signs. Interesting. Oh no, not auto standby in 3 minutes TV. I haven't found where my remote is. Bollocks. Wow, race run by Danny Rick.
Blue flag. Flag conditions. Create a gap and let the car behind through.
So pretty.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Nice notable slowdown and frame rate drop, but we're home.
Alright, race over.
Thank
Take care of
Christ.
the car on the way in.
What a shit show. Oh, but it needed to be done.
So another fantastic
Wow, that does not
victory
look
for
anything
Red Bull
like Christian
today.
Horner. Unless he's got bedhead.
So, Ant, how exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack today?
Well, I'd say it's just raw pace, plain and simple. I mean, we could sit here and talk about strategy all day, the overtaking, looking after the tyres, but at the end of it all, if you want to win, you need a package that's got the speed over everyone else, and that's exactly what they had today.
And I can see now the drivers are making their way out. We need Red Bull
Hey,
fighting
Hulk
at
on the
front. They
podium.
do an incredible amount for Formula One, and that's another winner's trophy heading back to Milton Keynes.
Danny Rick looking wide-eyed. Red Bull's first win of my F1 2018 career season. That looked scary. And well done, Hulk. Who else did well?
And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. Well, the gap at the top of the championship has been cut down after a difficult race today for our championship leader. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Well, he had a great drive today, somewhat unexpected maybe, but I'm going to go for Kevin Magnussen. Quick, clean, and in control. It was everything you could ask for.
Really?
And now let's take a look at the constructors' standings. We saw a dip in form from the championship leaders today. Their lead has taken a significant blow. Meanwhile, good work from Force India this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order.
James, oh god, I recognise at least two of the big F1. Oh god.
Until next time, though, goodbye.
I have to say I don't watch any of them. The only person that I find vaguely stomachable is it Avara? And he mods his game anyway on the PC, which I find highly amusing. That he mods the official F1 game and then comes in as part of the anyway. So good job by Perez and Ocon for Force India. Raikkonen ends up 8th in a bizarre race where he just seemed to be nowhere. Even like his lap times were well off. Ericsson with his late stop. Sainz held off Magnussen and Gasly. Hartley nowhere. The Williamses ended up out of the points after running so long in it. I was a state. There are 4 retirements. Now, what happened with people? So Grosjean got a stop-go for hitting Vettel with his mechanical failure. Amazing. Yeah, we crashed into Leclerc. That was our fault. Oh, and it was just a crash between Grosjean and Van Dorn. There wasn't one retiring and taking out the other. Interesting. Oh, okay. And then those lot seem to just smack each other. Fair enough. Okay, what have we got in the stand-ins? Bottas overtakes Raikkonen in the battle for the Finnish second place, although Hamilton's closed down both, so that should be a good little three-way. And if Vettel continues some crap stuff... I thought Avara was one of them. Spot the token black person in the crew. We stay ahead of Verstappen just. Hulkenberg best of the others apart from myself, then Perez. Any other changes? It doesn't look like it. Still no nil point for the Williams teams. And Force India moves ahead of Haas with that double points finish, and Haas failing to score. And Renault munch into the McLaren lead there. That was not great. Okay, let's advance this on. What's the time? It's 3 in the morning. Poxy hell. Schmiffles. I might as well just stay up all night now. Oh, so close. Yeah. I was going to say that will suck.
Commiserations on that result. It's been a tough weekend.
Thanks, Emma.
We've received invitations to new historic events. You'll be able to choose whether or not to participate before the end of this weekend.
Right, before we do... they're all chunky ones. That's the problem there. Five. Oh, 460. Engine power, fuel consumption. Let's go for engine power. Yeah, let's do it. Keep on pushing. Yeah, they'll both be in for Russia. Cool. Right, let's dive on. I don't know if you're still there, James. You're very welcome to choose. Do you want me to do a checkpoint race or a pursuit? Either or. I will fail at both, to be fair. But if you are there, you're welcome to choose. I'll give it 30 seconds or so. Rub my eyes, my 3 a.m. eyes. Which I expertly chucked fucking naga chili sauce into earlier, like an idiot. Checkpoint, go for it. Okay. Your wish is my command, good man. Oh, it's Monaco. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, quirky in the neck. Good job I had my date earlier in the week, not the weekend, because I would turn up looking like a panda.
Hello again, and thank you for joining us today for one of the few events this year that won't have a critical impact on the World Championship. So maybe we can all relax just a little bit more and enjoy the action from this wonderful field of historic cars.
Why not? Okay. Oh God, scared already. Ah! Really? It's because you have to brake so early, and I'm so used to the other cars. When you come into them cold, these are like, they're really fun to drive, but fucking hell, I'm making a right dog's dinner of it. I like the whistle. Really? Bumper cars, bumper cars. I miss the old swimming pool section. Oh Christ! There's a wheel at the edge of your car, Simon. Schmiffy! Ah, not quite. Well, that was horrific. I can tell when I've been playing other racing games and then I come back to this game. It's so blindingly obvious how terrible I am because you get used to the other types of game. Ah, well. Alright, let's see if our updates arrived in time for Russia and then I shall end the stream. I don't know what I will be putting out later on today. If I'll put out anything at all, to be honest. Because I've not made any review videos for tomorrow yet, so I need to sort that out as well. Blah. Amongst other projects.
Alright, listen up everyone. They've announced that the technical regulations are changing for next season.
Oh.
Now there's a risk a lot of our hard work could be undone if we're not careful, so let's figure out how to mitigate this. Drivers, take a look at the developments we have and let us know what you want to invest in protecting. Alright everyone, let's get on top of this.
The guy behind him looks like Stoffel's evil twin.
Okay, we had the new parts come through from the factory. We'll get them on the car ahead of FP1.
Right, what's changing? Let's end this on a cliffhanger. Weekend preview. Developments complete. Good. Weather forecast. Yay. Development update. As you know, we're constantly improving. Here's the latest comparison. We're doing well. Leave me alone. I know my racing didn't go well, but there we go.
I've been in touch with some contacts at Williams, and they think your attitude and results might be a
Keep
good fit for
saying
their
that,
team.
darling.
We can talk to them at our next contract review if you're interested. Let's see what kind of offer they can put on the table.
Will do, darling. My lovely. Okay, who else has improved? Oh, Toro Rosso have done a big leap. So has Force India to catch back up again with Haas. We've done a slightly better upgrade than Renault because our other one failed, and Mercedes have recalled Ferrari. Now, warning. Regulation changes will come into force next season, making existing upgrades obsolete. Such upgrades can be adapted at 50%. All current fitting upgrades will remain active in the car for the remainder of the season. Any non-adapted will be lost at this point. So they will all need to be sorted out. Okay. Well, that's not terrible. But obviously, if we just don't bother with any of that, then that will be terrible. So I will probably upgrade 4 of those and then leave one so that I can lose something and get the trophy. Tactical. And we'll continue on there. So, oh well, that was good fun. Ah, you've only got 6 weeks to do any of it. Oh, 6 weeks to get all of that sorted. Right, okay, sorry, I've missed that entirely. Interesting. Oh, wow, drama llamas. Right, well, thank you very much for watching. I pray to God that anyone that ever does come back will enjoy Russia a little bit better, because that was cringe. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Have a good weekend. Bye.